My name is Jenna Pecor, and I'm the creator and host of the Faces of Grand Prairie podcast. Our recent City Council elections ended in 2 runoffs for District 8 and District 6. I asked all 4 candidates to do an interview with me with questions given to them ahead of time, and each district's candidates would be put together in one episode so the voters could hear more about them. Today you will see District 6. Unfortunately, we only have one candidate's interview today, Incumbent Jeff Wooldridge, as candidate Kurt Johnson declined to participate. I reached out to all candidates on the same day a couple weeks ago. I explained what the goal was, and I gave them all 6 questions ahead of time and received enthusiastic responses from the other candidates who were willing to participate. However, I will add candidate Johnson's Facebook page at the end of the video for anyone who would like to learn more about his candidacy. This race is for District 6 in Grand Prairie. If you visit the City of Grand Prairie's website, you will see the district map to find out whether or not you live in this district. At the end of the video, I will have information about early and regular voting. Today, I'm speaking with Councilman Jeff Wooldridge. Councilman Wooldridge is the incumbent, meaning he is currently the holder of that seat and is seeking re-election. Councilman Wooldridge, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad that you had some time to talk to me and to answer some questions. And I said when you came on, I loved your background, by the way.
Thanks. We have multiple Zoom meetings a week, and so this is the one I chose. I hope everybody picks their own, whether it's the City Hall chambers or this one. I took this one from one of our calendars I really like. So. Yeah.
I like it.
Kind of shows a portion of the downtown area that we are still in progress working on. So
yes, for sure.
It's coming along well.
Well, great. Well, the first question I have for you is give a little background about yourself and why you are running for City Council.
My name is Jeff Wooldridge. I'm running for Councilman District 6. I'm the current councilman for this area. I've been elected since 2013. I'm running for the same reasons I ran before, to keep the chemistry of Grand Prairie going. I love that we have a small town feel to it. I want to keep it that way. I want to keep doing the things that made Grand Prairie what it is today. I feel that it's very important to keep with the hometown feel. I'm born and raised in this town. I'm proud to be from Grand Prairie. If you ever see me out and about, there's about 99% chance I got a shirt on that says Grand Prairie. And I wear it proud. I always have, even before I was on council. I take a lot of pride in the things that I've done since I've been elected. Let's see. So born and raised in this town. My wife's actually from Grand Prairie also. She went to Grand Prairie High. I have twins. They're just turned 4 years old in April. They are as important to this election as anything else. I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for them so they'll have a great future in this town and have a place where they can live and make their home one day too. I feel it's important. They love it. They actually love going to the events. Obviously, COVID slowed that down, and having 2 twins kind of is a challenge, but people that have twins know that it's not easy, but it makes us better people at the end of the day. I just have a passion for this area. I live in my district has changed since I've been elected. A lot of it was the far south. It's still a lot south. The whole peninsula. Now I just have half the peninsula and all of Westchester. I took it over, I think it was in 2007. So this will be my second time to run for that actual district, the way it's laid out now. And yes, we are in a runoff. I'm familiar with runoffs. The first time I ran for council, many of you probably already know that it was when Ron Jensen became the mayor. There was 5 of us that were in line that ran for District 6. I made it to the runoff and I prevailed. And I'm in it for the city. That's the reason why I do it, because I love this city. It has nothing. The last person it has to do with is myself and who I am. It's what's the best for the people that live in District 6. I try to represent each and every single person. to the best and make it a better place for all of us. Yeah, I'm one of them too. So you know, I just love it. So we've recently moved to Castle Ridge in Westchester, and we love that area too. So it's our home, and it's going to stay our home. So I guess that has a lot to do with the reason why I'm running, is because I'm very passionate about this town.
Yeah, thank you. So the next question is, give your top 2 platforms and why you think they're important to the city.
The first platform has got to be public safety. You can't put a price tag on police and fire. The police they've just come so far since they were in the transition. I can't take 100% credit for it, and I will never take credit for it. But as a council for the last since 2013, we worked together to make it a safer town, and we've done that. We've accomplished that. We've switched some stuff with whether it was beats, whether it was just territory on where we were going to station our officers. Just so we can cover the whole town. It's not an easy task. It's actually very hard with the way the city's laid out, and we're limited on funds, and we have good leadership ahead of us that do a phenomenal job of just safety, public safety. And it doesn't just start at policing. It's fire. You get, people always wonder about their tax monies and stuff like that. Police they can supply some revenue. Your firemen, they don't, but they're priceless whenever they show up to your house and you need them. When they're coming in that door, you want somebody from Grand Prairie Fire Department coming in there. We have this will be, I believe, the 4th year in a row that we've had the Gold Standard Award for the Heart Gold Standard Award. That means they get you to the hospital within an hour of them getting to your house. We've invested some of our capital improvement funds into machines that if you're having a heart attack, it recognizes it when they pick you up. And when you're pulling into the parking lot at the hospital, it's already downloading onto the hospital's computer system. They know what they're coming in. They got a table ready for you. So it's a joint effort with obviously some of the hospitals that aren't in our city because we don't have one, but we've adapted, we've succeeded, and we're doing what we have to do to get it done. So there's if you happen to need the fire department or have an emergency issue, unfortunately you're not going to be done. It's not going to be handled within our city limits, but the people that planned out the Methodists, the hospitals, they put them right on our borders because they know that we're an asset to them too. And, it's proven that they've helped us accomplish our goal too. The other reason would be just getting things done properly. You only get one chance to develop a piece of property. As you can see, 161, obviously IKEA coming in was a big key to it. And then I'm the chairman of the planning and development committee. That's where we put together the elevations, from landscape to bricks to the layouts on how we want any of our commercial and our single families, our multi-families. Yeah, we do have a lot of apartments that are coming to our area, and we do have the moratorium going on. We're waiting to see a study on how that's coming. It is an asset because those are the people, as you know, Jenna, those are the people that are eating in your restaurants. Those are the people that are paying for the other people that don't go eat out every day. So they have a little bit liquid assets, so they can afford to do stuff like we used to do when I was a regular at the Roadhouse back in the day. So there is an asset to them. But the people that are building the apartments, they'll tell you that it costs them more money to build an apartment in the city of Grand Prairie than it does in any other city that they've ever built in. So we're making them spend the money to do it right in this town. Like I said, I'm the chairman of that committee. We reevaluate the single family, how big we want lots to be, how big the streets need to be. Just kind of the infrastructure of everything that's going on. We got a big 287 and 360 piece of property, good sized piece of property, even across the street on the north and the south side, all the way to Venus. And look, we're only going to get one chance to get it done right. And we know what the city needs and what we want. We need some bigger lots. We've just recently switched. One of our ordinance used to not be able to have a gated community with streets. We just recently switched that, so you can actually have your own gated community, and you can still actually be part of the city, which would be your streets and your plumbing and stuff. It gets a little technical whenever the way it was, and so it was kind of a deterrent for people that wanted to do that, because at the end of the day, the homeowners and the HOAs will be paying for the repairs on the streets. But we came up with a great plan, and we switched some stuff and switched some thinking. So hopefully it'll attract. We want to attract the highest, best possible use for anything that we do in this town, and we've been very successful at doing it since I've been on council.
Thank you for that. The next question is, what is something about the position of city councilman that you feel you know the best?
Whenever you're on council, you wear different hats. I took off 3 weeks when I got elected, and I got to take a tour of all over Grand Prairie, from the airport to the fire stations to meeting every director, meeting our employees, and they just kind of took me in, and they welcomed me. They wanted to show me, they wanted to share their knowledge. They wanted the same things I wanted. So it was very humbling to feel that way. And yeah, so you don't just have one thing that you do. It's just, whether it's just the best part of it is, I would say that I do the best is people that need to reach out to me and that need me, whether it's a street, a sidewalk, Airbnb house, just many of the code enforcements. I encourage it, and I can't encourage enough for people just simple, just send me an email, fill out the app. I get those nonstop, and let me help for you. Let me make your life easier, your quality of life better. And I can do it. It's proven. I was driving down Polo and the other night, and noticed the streetlights from Carrier to Robinson have been out. They're out. I don't know how long they've been out. I reported a ticket on it. Encore obviously is in charge of doing that stuff. I know it wasn't the first day they were out, so I take a lot of pride in it. One of the things, Stephanie, my wife, would tell you, every time we'd come down 360 and or come down 20, and we'd exit Great Southwest, we'd go home every day that way. That one sign right there, that's a great sign that I would just get bugged. It would bug me every time it wasn't lit up. And I would call City Hall and say, hey, look, we got a problem here. We got a problem with it. We have this great sign, welcome people to the city, but it's not working. So it's working now, and I still keep track of it every time I walk past. I mean, that's just little simple stuff like that. It's important to me. So I just love being involved with the city. I feel that I have the knowledge, not just you. Obviously, I'm affiliated with the car business, and it's kind of the same thing. I'm in a body shop, but I also handle mechanic, transmission, a little bit of everything, or know somebody that can do it. The city's the same way. There's multiple different things, whether it's plumbing or streets or everything. People don't understand how much the city does. I'm one of the people that, when the city doesn't pick up my trash, I call and report it. And I try to, when I'm driving out of my neighborhood, I make sure I look on trash day to see what streets might have gotten missed. And that was a COVID issue. Republic was having the same problems as we were having with employment, and the virus affected them. So they were filling from each other. So I mean, that was just part of, we'll just blame it on COVID. So and it's not fun. It's not something to blame it on, but as we learned more about it, it was just part of our life then. Um, I so I mean, I don't know. I just enjoy it. We've had a lot of turnover since I've been on council. We've had lots of directors retire. We have just amazing staff. They say they're retired. We've had lots of independent agencies come in and steal some of our good employees that we had plans for. And I'll give that to Mr. Tom Hart. He is just phenomenal about seeing talent and seeing through people and giving us the best people and finding people that are willing, that have the same passion that our council does on this for the city. So I've always bragged on him about how he can evaluate talent better than anybody I know. And we've been fortunate enough to hire from within, and I think that says a lot about the city that we live in, because we train people from the bottom, and they work their way up, and they show us that they have a passion for this city and for their job, and they want to be leaders. And so I think since I've been elected, Tom said he used an online recruiting headhunter one time, and that was just very recently. So and we were in a crunch. So I mean, that was and in that way, Tom still interviewed the right people, and he found the right guy on that portion too. So I mean, it's very rewarding at the end of the day to not just be able to work with the people that make the town, make the lights, and make it what it is. I might get a little credit for it, but it goes beyond me, without a doubt.
That's very true about all the retirement that's happened in the city, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, if you are an incumbent, what is one thing you plan to do better for next time if you win? Or if you are newly elected, what is something you'll do differently?
I think as being the chairman for the development committee, I don't think you can't ever stop reviewing the regulations and the stuff that we have that so what we do is we give the staff recommendations for what they can support. So they actually go out and try to find the stuff that we need. We point them in the right direction. Sometimes we want stuff, and sometimes it's a little different. Sometimes they can't fully support it because of what way it's written. So it kind of puts us in a thing. So I don't think you can ever stop reevaluating some of that, because things change every day. Different pieces of property change every day. I'm not opposed from going out, getting second opinions on stuff, just like we're doing with the apartments. We're not always right. We don't always make the right decisions, but we just have to learn from them. The trash is a big issue. I'm glad that we sent out the survey so we can get a feel for what it is. But with our diverse town of all the way from north to south, we're never going to be on the same page. It's never going to be 100%. It's never even going to probably be 60%. It's just, but at least it'll point to, we got a little bad publicity for it, but we wanted to get a feel for what the city wanted, because I get more complaints about it from all over town. My district's worse, but the other districts, they don't know any different. But we do look at what other cities do. And I do feel, other than Irving, we're one of the few cities that is a little behind other cities. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I know that they're doing a little bit more. There's some houses out in the Lake Ridge area that you actually have to drive through Dallas to get to their house. So they get very frustrated whenever the city of Dallas supplies them with not just one, but 2 containers, but birds get into their stuff. So I get all those complaints. I get them all. I think in a perfect world, if we could just maybe make like a Monday container day, that would solve a lot of the people that really want it. But unfortunately, it's a city ordinance, so it'll be supplied through the whole city. But I do look forward to seeing the results of it. I haven't seen them differently. I think we just all have to kind of reevaluate everything all the time. I don't think we've done a whole lot of bad things since I've been elected. So I can't say I would change any, because we all look at it as a council together and come up with a decision. It's been a couple of things that I myself have voted against. The Jack in the Box right there by the Olive Garden. I was opposed to that because the drive-through is probably going to be the nicest Jack in the Box you've ever seen, which it kind of looks like it. But I just having a drive-through right there in the middle of it just it seemed to make sense. So stuff like that I did not support. It's still obviously is going up, and it'll be very successful, just like everything else. But yeah, that's really about it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, if you do not win the election, where will you serve in the city instead?
If I'm not elected, I will continue to live where I live. We just refinanced our house. I'm not going anywhere. I hope and I pray and I'm working hard to stay elected every day. I don't know. This election stuff is always tricky, funny. It's never fun. It's just we call it the crazy season. I can't blame people for wanting to be involved in Grand Prairie because of so many great things we have. There's a few things that I really want to finish. I can't do this forever, as I told my opponent. He said, "Hey, you're doing a great job. I just feel it's my time." And I said, "Okay, I can't do this forever. I will need somebody to take over for me." I'm if I'm fortunate enough to win on June the 5th at 7:00, have one more vote than my opponent. That's why I'll start trying to find somebody. I can't promise you that I won't run for another 3 years. I take it day by day, but I will, knowing that my time will be slowly starting to come to an end. I'm very fortunate for every single day that I've had, because I don't take it lightly. I feel that I've loved, if it was to end, I feel that since 2013, I'm leaving it in a better place. The council will continue to have to work hard to get the things that I put in. But there's 3 things that I want to see to it that get done. I can't really discuss them right now because it's executive stuff, but you'll know when it does happen, and I want to be sure that they get it done. There's $75 million that I want to be extremely conservative with across the board to be sure it's funded equally to multiple different things all over the city. I think that's very, very important. Very, very important to make it. I think, in my opinion, that's a backup plan. We've been very fortunate, very great at doing things without it. IKEA is a very great example of how we used it as a backup plan. Where once the IKEA got to a certain number, that's when they rake their benefits. So it's kind of a backloaded thing. But with what Arlington's done. What they do it in November, they passed a sales tax. Obviously, our sales tax here in Grand Prairie is spoken for. The bond was one of those things that I wouldn't say free money, but with our bond ratings, it was very, very low interest, and it'll be used to people that are going to generate sales tax. So ultimately, it's going to pay for itself, and it'll keep growing and keep growing. The city has we run the city as a business, and not as a, not as a welfare. We run it as a business, so it's established and it runs itself. Doesn't run itself, but it pays for itself. Whether it's the parks, whether it's Prairie Lights, anything that we do is all geared to pay for itself. The hotel and stuff like that, yeah, we own the property and we're going to do that, but it'll bring in a source of revenue to eventually pay back that $75 million. Obviously, there's an interest rate. It's kind of funny how lawyers have to write those things up. And because of that factor, you always have to go back and dive in just a little bit deeper to get the actual thing. And we're fortunate, the city is fortunate that there was enough people that dove in deeper and have enough trust for this current council to do the right thing. It was a little closer than we thought. $75 million is a lot of money. And it was a conservative number and it'll be enough to. There's no doubt in my mind the citizens of Grand Prairie will see it, and they'll be proud of it when it's all said and done.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and finally, whether you win or lose, what are ways that you can personally help get citizens more involved in their community and in local politics?
You know, I need to be more active in my social media. I'm not the big Facebook. I'm not the big social media guy. You either are or you're not. Let's face it. I'm not the biggest self promoter. That's one thing that'll probably cost me in an election one day. Is I just don't promote myself. It's not about me. It's about what we all do as a community. Bring everything together. That's probably one of the things that I need to probably bump up my game. But then I feel like I'm doing the opposite. I feel like I'm making it about me. So that just the hardest thing that I have to do when I do these interviews with you, Jenna, is tell you how great I am. I'm not great. I'm just like anybody else, and I want the best thing that you want. So I mean, I'm not a very good public speaker, but I'm getting better every day. Don't go back and watch the stuff from 2013, please, because it's very terrible. But it'll tell you that that will tell you that being a public speaker is not what we're signing up to do as a council member. Being a leader doesn't just show on how good of a speaker you are. It shows by your examples of what you do and your passion and what you have. And what you can bring to the table, not by just speaking. I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing, and hope to, at the end of the day, have enough votes to do it for 3 more years. Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you so much for answering those questions. This helps voters so much to be able to see a side of you and anybody that's running that maybe they don't get to see or wouldn't normally have seen. So I just appreciate your time so much, Councilman Wooldridge, and thank you.
Absolutely. I'm Jeff Wooldridge. I'm the current councilman here in District 6. I look forward to serving 3 more years. My opponent has a whole lot of different values and opinions than I do. And so I hope everybody looks into it and does some research on it. I'm available. If anybody ever has any questions, please reach out to me. We're all in this together to do what's right for each and every single one of us.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate that. I appreciate you running again. And yes, so, and I will put all the details of the voting and the dates and the times and everything at the end of the video, so everybody knows where they go. And I hope everyone goes and votes. So
perfect. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. All right, bye.
Bye.
For information about where you can vote and the dates, you can go to the Grand Prairie, City of Grand Prairie website and type in elections, and it will tell you all of the dates and times for early voting and for voting day. For Dallas County voters, you can early vote at the Betty Warmack Library on the south side of town. You can vote at Crosswinds High School or the Randolph Reed Center, which is off Spike Street on the north side of town. In Tarrant County, you can early vote at Asia Times Square. And in Ellis County, you can vote at the elections office in Waxahachie. Early voting starts May 24th and it runs through June 1st. And the regular voting day is June 5th, and you can vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on that day. And there is also a full list of all early voting locations on the City of Grand Prairie website. I will also link information to both of our candidates' campaign websites so that you can find out more information about them if you'd like. Thank you so much for being with me, and I really appreciate you taking the time to get to know your local city officials and those who are running for local office. And I encourage you to go vote, and I would encourage you also to tell 5 friends to go vote, so that we can make sure that we are doing our civic duty in our local city elections. Thank you so much, and we appreciate your interest.